If you were to invite uh, a few people for a dream dinner, who would they be, and who would you love to have on the table?
Well, this is going to sound terribly corny, but I mean it sincerely. Albert Einstein.
Okay.
I go back to what I just said about things acting as if randomly. Einstein had this very famous quote saying, God isn't playing dice with the universe.
Hmm.
I kind of disagree with him on that. Now, who am I to tell Albert Einstein what to do? But I'd love to have that conversation. When he was doing his work, it was just when things like quantum physics, quantum mechanics were just being born. He was skeptical about that stuff. I wonder what he would think about it now. So there's Albert Einstein, because what he did to come up with a very simple model of the universe, that today, 120 years later, we're still truly viewing as if it's true, even though it's just a theory. I'd love to talk to him. And then the two gentlemen who first took a lot of the techniques that I develop, and first popularized them both within the field of marketing and in practice. One, a gentleman named Andrew Ehrenberg,
Hmm.
um, fascinating person, who basically was the first in marketing to lay out a lot of these patterns, to do things kind of like an audit. Some of the folks watching this program might be familiar with the work of Byron Sharp down at the University of South Australia. Everything that he's doing is just an homage to Andrew Ehrenberg. Fascinating guy. I did have the pleasure and privilege of having a lot of conversations with him before he passed away, but there's still a lot more to talk about. And then last and maybe least familiar would be a gentleman named Don Morrison, who is still alive, a retired professor at UCLA, who did just great work to basically take some of the kinds of things that Ehrenberg first observed, come up with the statistical models, and kind of bring them into marketing. A lot of my lifetime value work are models that he and some of his former PhD students, including one of my former beloved colleagues, Dave Schmidtlein, who's now
Hmm.
dean at the Sloan School at MIT, first brought into the field. And all I've been doing is standing on their shoulders to take their models and add bells and whistles and talk more about the so what and popularize them and make them more accessible. So there you go. Hey, Dave, you can come to dinner too. So Dave, Don, Andrew, and Albert. I could go on
Brilliant.
for days, but I really do. Even though I get a lot of credit for this stuff, I recognize that it's just the people who did the work previously and who I've had the ability to collaborate with, and who have made all of this possible.